If you're ready to step up from dreaming to actually living the trawler lifestyle, and you've got around $200,000 to make it happen, you're in the sweet spot. Today, we're counting down the 5 best trawler yachts that deliver serious cruising capability and liveaboard comfort at this price point. Now at $200K, you're looking at quality used boats from the 1980s through early 2000s. These are proven designs that have crossed oceans, completed the Great Loop thousands of times, and served as floating homes for countless cruisers. Whether you're planning to cruise the Caribbean, tackle the Inside Passage, or live aboard full-time, these 5 boats have the range, the space, and the pedigree to make it happen. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 5 is the modern option, the Mainship 430, what I call the flexibility champion. Built from 1999 through the mid-2000s, this 43-footer represents a different philosophy called the fast trawler concept. It's US built, lower maintenance, and surprisingly versatile. Here's what makes it special. Twin Yanmar diesels, typically 370 to 440 horsepower. At displacement speeds, meaning 7 to 8 knots, you're burning about 5 gallons per hour total. That's respectable efficiency. But when you need to outrun weather or make that bridge opening, push the throttles forward and cruise at 10 to 12 knots. Some owners even report hitting 15 to 18 knots wide open. That flexibility is huge. The boat carries 500 gallons of fuel, giving you 800 to 1,000 nautical miles at trawler speeds. Not ocean crossing range, but absolutely perfect for coastal cruising and especially the Great Loop. You get 2 main layouts, the sedan version with a huge cockpit or the aft cabin model with a private master suite. Both configurations offer 2 heads, a spacious salon with actual furniture instead of just built-ins, and modern amenities throughout. We're talking air conditioning, generator, and often bow thrusters as standard equipment. The flybridge is massive and often fully enclosed, basically becoming your second living room. No teak decks here, just practical fiberglass with molded non-skid. Light, contemporary interiors throughout. This isn't your grandfather's trawler. It's more like a floating condo than a salty classic. And that's exactly what many buyers want. Market reality puts these boats at $160,000 to $220,000 for early 2000s models. You're getting a 20-year-old boat that feels much newer. Perfect if you want trawler efficiency without the maintenance headaches of older classics. At number 4, if maximum living space and innovative safety features matter more than traditional looks, meet the Great Harbour N37. Only 37 feet long, but here's the magic. 16-foot beam. That's wider than most 45-footers. The trick is no side decks. The house extends the full width of the boat. The result is interior volume that rivals boats 10 feet longer. This one's American, built in Florida starting in the early 2000s. The galley can fit a full-size household refrigerator. I'm talking 23 cubic feet, not some tiny boat fridge. Plus you get a stand-up engine room on a 37-footer. 2 cabins, 1 head with separate shower, and a walk-in storage locker that's bigger than some boat cabins. But here's what's revolutionary. The hull is foam cored and compartmentalized to be literally unsinkable. Even if completely flooded, this boat won't sink. Great Harbour is the only trawler maker making this claim, and they back it up with the construction. Power comes from twin 56 horsepower diesels in separate compartments. Yes, just 56 horses each, but they'll push this efficient hull at 7 knots, burning just 1 to 1.3 gallons per hour total. With 500 gallons aboard, that translates to 1,500 nautical miles range. We're talking incredible efficiency here, about 4 nautical miles per gallon. The shallow draft under 3 feet opens up the Bahamas banks, rivers, and places deeper trawlers simply can't explore. The wide beam and hard angles make it remarkably stable without any ballast, which is unusual but effective. Typical pricing runs $200,000 to $300,000 for 2000s models. They're rare because owners love them and rarely sell. At the upper edge of our budget, but you're getting maximum space, unsinkable safety, and remarkable efficiency in a compact package. Number 3 brings serious passage-making capability with the DeFever 44, designed by legendary naval architect Arthur DeFever. Built mostly in Taiwan during the 70s and 80s, this 44-foot flush-deck trawler was designed for one thing: going far safely. We're talking full displacement hull with a deep 4-foot, tall bow, and over 40,000 pounds of displacement. This is a serious sea boat. The flush deck design is brilliant. There's no step down to the cockpit, just one huge aft deck at salon level. Perfect for entertaining at anchor or handling lines in weather. Everything stays on one level. which becomes more important as we get older. Most came with twin 120 to 135 horsepower Lehman diesels. With 935 gallons of fuel capacity, you're looking at 1,500 nautical miles range at 7 to 8 knots. Burn rate runs about 4 to 5 gallons per hour total. Not quite as efficient as single-engine boats, but the redundancy of twins gives incredible peace of mind on long passages. Here's what really sets the DeFever apart. The engine room. You get full walk-in access with near-standing headroom between the engines, plus a workbench. For liveaboards who do their own maintenance, and that's most of us, this is absolute gold. You can actually work on your systems without becoming a contortionist. 2 large staterooms include a full beam master aft with an island queen berth and a forward guest cabin. 2 heads keep the peace. The aft master is enormous, with room for a washer-dryer combo. Abundant teak throughout, large salon windows, and that massive covered aft deck creates an outdoor living room. Market sweet spot puts these at $120,000 to $180,000 for 1980s models in good condition. That's tremendous value. You're getting 44 feet of serious ocean-capable trawler, well within budget. Yes, they're 40 years old, but these boats were built like commercial vessels. With good maintenance history, they'll cruise another 40 years easy. At number 2, we have the boat many call the yardstick of trawler cruising, the Kadey Krogen 42. Over 200 were built from 1976 to 1998. This design remained essentially unchanged for 22 years. That tells you something about how right they got it from the start. When something works this well, you don't mess with it. Pure full displacement hull powered by a single 120 to 135 horsepower Lehman diesel. Here's where it gets really interesting. 700-gallon fuel capacity, burning just 1.5 to 2 gallons per hour at 7 to 8 knots. The math is staggering. That's over 2,000 nautical miles at normal cruise. Slow down to 6 knots and some owners report 5,000-mile range. We're talking basically 4 nautical miles per gallon. That's hybrid car territory in a 42-foot yacht. The raised pilot house is what sets Krogen's apart. Not just for the great visibility. There's a watch berth perfect for overnight passages, plus side deck doors for short-handed operation. The interior feels like a cozy cottage with warm teak everywhere, yet it's built for serious voyaging. Best of both worlds. You get a 2-cabin layout with options, either an island queen with 1 large head, or twin berths with 2 heads. The wide-body version, introduced in 1989, eliminated the portside deck for extra interior space. Brilliant move for liveaboards who value space over walk-around decks. These boats have crossed every ocean. The full keel with cutaway forefoot tracks beautifully in following seas. Yes, they roll in beam seas like any displacement hull. Many owners add stabilization, but the efficiency and range are simply unmatched at this size. Pricing is really attractive at $150,000 to $250,000 depending on age and condition. Late 1980s models in good shape hit right at $200,000. Earlier boats from the late 70s and early 80s can be found from $120,000 to $170,000. Watch for fuel tank updates on older models. Some had steel tanks that need replacement, so factor that into your budget. And at number 1, the boat that literally defined the trawler yacht category, the Grand Banks 42 Classic. If any boat owns the title of benchmark trawler, this is it. First launched in the 1960s, thousands were built over the decades. The design barely changed from the 60s to the 90s. The 42 Classic's tri-cabin layout is pure genius. You get a master stateroom aft with a walk-around queen bed and private head, a guest cabin forward with a second head. The salon and lower helm sit between them. This arrangement gives couples real privacy plus space for guests that 2-cabin boats simply can't match. The semi-displacement hull with hard angles typically runs twin Ford Lehman 120s or Caterpillar diesels. Here's the beautiful part. Run at displacement speeds, and these twins sip fuel. Real-world data shows 3 gallons per hour total at 8 knots. That's 3 nautical miles per gallon from a twin-engine 42-footer. With 600 gallons aboard, you're looking at 1,000 to 1,500 mile range, plenty for serious cruising. But unlike pure displacement boats, push the throttles forward, and you can reach 12 to 16 knots when needed. Fuel burn jumps up, sure, but having that reserve speed for weather or schedules is invaluable. It's like having a sports mode in your trawler. The quality is absolutely legendary. Handcrafted teak interiors with joinery you simply don't see in modern production boats. Wide walk-around decks with raised bulwarks for safety. A proper flybridge with full second helm station. Those famous Portuguese bridge doors opening to the side decks? Every detail has been refined over decades of production. Market position puts 1970s and 80s fiberglass models typically between $120,000 and $200,000. The availability is massive since so many were built. You'll always find options. Earlier 70s boats might need teak deckwork, but even factoring in refit costs, you'll stay within budget and own a true icon of the seas. So there you have it, 5 proven trawlers that can genuinely deliver the liveaboard dream at the $200,000 price point. Each one offers something different. Quick honorable mention here. If you can stretch your budget, the Nordhavn 40 typically runs $300,000 to $400,000, but offers true go-anywhere capability. This boat has actually circumnavigated the globe, but that's a story for another video. Remember, at this price point, condition beats age every single time. A well-maintained 1980s trawler beats a neglected 2000s model. Budget for a thorough survey, proper sea trial, and likely some updates. Join the owner forums because these communities are absolute gold mines of knowledge. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 would be your pick for living aboard, or would you go with something completely different? Drop your choice in the comments below. And here's the big question. What category should we tackle next? If this helped your trawler search, hit the like button for more practical boat buying content. Until next time, fair winds, following seas, and remember, life's too short to dream from the dock. Cast off those lines and start living.